Okay, so I'm working on the countertop pieces now. We've done this countertop in several pieces because it is so big. It's 4 foot deep, 90 inches across. And so each of the side wings on each side of the stove I have right here. And so what I've decided to do is with the edge is I'm beveling the front of this to match the stove, and I'm rounding it over so we don't have a sharp corner here. And I'm going to take the router and route the edge on this. You can see where I've already done it over here. This way we have a nice clean edge when you go around it, so you don't poke your hips and stuff on there. So let me take I love my cordless tools because it makes life so much easier than having corded ones out here. So we'll do our final lamination of the whole countertop together, and then we're going to actually go over this with a coat of spar urethane to give us the same color of the antique hard pine, and then we're going to go over with epoxy resin, which will fill in all the nail holes. So it's going to make it really nice. So you can see here's what we've got. See, we've got our bevel there, we've got our round over that's on here. Now this is going to be probably the most unique countertops, that definitely the ones that I've ever made, since it's made out of this old antique hard pine from the house. See all the wormholes and things that are in here and stuff? We actually want to accentuate all those, the knots and things like that. Now what I've done is I actually have, it's a black filler, but basically it's kind of like crazy glue. You put it in there and you spray it with an activator and it locks it in. The reason why we use that is to help take care of those gaps, to permanently lock that sucker together. But what we're going to do is we're going to take first, and we're going to take spar urethane, and we're going to urethane all the pieces up first, so that way we get that antique pine hue in it. Then we're going to go ahead and we're going to end up putting epoxy resin on top of it, and the epoxy resin will fill in all of these little gaps and stuff, so that way you'll see the depth in it in the countertop. Now I love the feel of this edge. Honey, come feel this. Oh, you got gloves on. I love this edge because this is a nice soft edge. People are going to be walking around it, and having this bevel on here, you can see the bevel should match the countertop, should match the stove. Now, the only problem will be is if the stove dies and we get a new one, well, it won't match with the new one. So I guess we'll have to change it up. But the nice thing about having wood countertops is it's wood. You can always cut it, sand it out, and refinish it. So I'm happy with what I got here. So we got the first side together. Let's go check it out on the countertop. All right, so that's our bevel right here. And look down the line. It just lines up with the stove right there. Look at that. Boom. So the nice little edge right here. So when you go around the corner, you know, your hips will ride right past it. And of course we got to sand this edge to meet it and sand it up like this. We've sanded this with 150 grit, and we'll do the same thing on this piece as well as the other piece. And then once we get the spar urethane and then the epoxy resin, polish that up, it'll be like a piece of glass, and it will make it nice and hard and strong and be able to take, you know, the abuse and stuff of everyday use. And you can see where we just have a slight overhang on the countertop, not a whole lot. We're using up almost all of the space that we can for the cabinetry. And we have, of course, up underneath here, we've got to finish the space off, but that's where the chairs will sit. So it'll be functional, it'll be beautiful, and it'll be done. Well, another first here at the Red Brick House. Feeding the troops. A little cookout here, getting ready for the 4th of July. Yeah, well, it's a little tiny grill. Not like what we're going to have when we're really done. But hey, it's burgers and hot dogs and sausages. It's easy. This is always my favorite time of the day, watching the sun go down. It is always, always nice. Here in the valley, the temperature goes down and it gets always a crispness in the air. It's a beautiful thing. This stuff is incredible. Basically, this is like crazy glue, but it's made for gaps and things in wood. But it tightens it up, so if you have a knot or something like that, it will fill it in. You put the accelerator on it, it dries instantly. All right, so check this out. Here we have one of our corner shelves that's going to go in there. I still want to do one that's going to go all the way across from side to side. Excuse me. Being the wife, of course, she's like, I don't know that I want. It's like, you do. Trust me, you do. But I'm going to go ahead and see how this one looks in the kitchen now. All right, it is like 11:15 at night. Jet's been busting his ass. He's grouted the floor in here with the black grout. You got, you can see the problem with black grout is you see the haze that's on there, but he'll mop that out tomorrow, so it looks good. But you see how well it blends in. It looks like it's all part of the powder, part of the pattern in there, so that's great. He's got the rest of the tile here in the kitchen done. and he's grouting this right now. You can see how nice this looks. This is, what is it, smoke something?
Smoky gray.
Smoky gray, although it looks like it's black right now.
So, yeah,
but you can see how nice, look at that. These lines are dead on exact, and how nice that looks. Jet pointed out something here. So with the beveled edge that we have here, which is matching the edge of the stove, which I think is going to be great. We've kind of, this whole thing, once it's put together, will actually move. So if we ever have to take the fridge out, we can slide it forward. Fridge can go through, go back out the side door. But the wood itself, look at the coloring that's in here. That's actually, looks like stainless steel.
That's silver tone.
That's kind of crazy.
That is so cool.
But I like the look of just kind of that bevel going all the way through there. And here's where we have the ta-da, ta-da. Okay, look at that. So that's what the sink and the countertops, they've got the 4th coat of varnish on those. I'm going to let it dry out for about 5 days, and then I'm going to go through and sand it with 400 and 600, 800, 1,000, 2,000 grit, and then buff it so it'll be nice and shiny. But I love this faucet. This thing is nice and solid. It's heavyweight. You've got this great sprayer that has actually a hold-on clip, so you can keep it on. But it also has this low flow other one here. So if you got like an apple or something you want to wash, you don't want to blow it away with this one, because this is a high flow capacity in here. So that's definitely going to be really nice to have that. So tomorrow I'll have that hooked up. We'll have running water in the kitchen sink, and I probably will start laminating this up. We got the whole countertop. I sanded all of this, all 3 of these pieces, and you see where they're separated. Now we'll glue the 3 pieces together, and then we're going to actually go over it first with spar urethane. The reason why we're going to go with the spar urethane is that's going to give it kind of a hue color. See how that color? It's kind of a hue to it. It's oil-based, and the epoxy resin is actually clear. So I want that hue in the wood, but the epoxy resin will go through and it'll fill in all of these nail holes and stuff, so it'll actually give it depth. This is truly a one of a kind. There is no countertop, as far as I know, anything like this. 200-year-old reclaimed floor joists from under the house that are now on top of the house. And I'm rather proud of it and can't wait to see this whole place put together. But the color schemes are looking nice. You see the grays with the stainless steel, the blacks with the grout, the way the faucet and the farm sink all tie in with the wood trim and molding. And we are gonna paint the cabinets kind of probably something similar to like the smoky black, actually, to give it color. Because here's the thing that'll be cool is getting the cabinet here black with the refrigerator will make this look like a column, and then you've got your other column over here, and then it's just black down in here with the warm shelves that'll be in there, which will be looking like the countertop. That's going to warm it up, and it's going to make it actually look like it's going to raise the ceiling. You watch. The ceiling will look taller when we're done. I'm not lying to you. It will, because the dark's down low, and then you've got that warmth above. So with that being said, I'm going back over to my mother-in-law's house, and I'm going to bed. I appreciate you guys, and we'll be back in the morning. Peace.